Like you could tease a girl, and be like, like, oh, I mean, what's up with those shoes, right? You could be timid and scared to, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be like, man, what you got on your feet? What do you got on your feet? What are those? Are those FUBUs? Like, you know what I'm saying? You playing with a girl like. What up YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with another video, and today what I'm going to talk about is why women hate nice guys, man. Why women hate nice guys. We all know nice guys finish last, man. They don't get the women. They are not the guys that get the women. You know what I mean? They're the ones that get played. They're the ones that get their time wasted. We all know this, and the bad boys are the ones that get the women in the ways that men want women, right? So why is that? Now, this video's been done hundreds of times, probably thousands of times, right? And we all know the basics of what they say, like you can't be too polite, you can't be too sweet, you don't want to be too logical when you're talking to her, right? These are all nice guy things. Too considerate, all these things, right? And they make it seem like you need to be a degenerate in order to get girls, right? Like you got to be some monster, you got to be some savage, right? And that's just not true. That's not true, right? So you have a lot of guys trying to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I was out one time with my brother. We were talking to these two girls, and like they were the best looking girls at the party, at the little bar we was at. It wasn't that many people there, so I'm just saying. But they were the best looking girls there. So all the guys, and that night I got to see what guys are really like, right? And guys were hovering around. They were just hovering around us. And one of these dudes came up to one of the girls, the girl that my brother was talking to, and he was like, "Can you stop trying to get all the attention?" And then he just walked away, right? Now I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to implement. He was trying to be an asshole to her, to try to rile her up and get her, emotional. And she's supposed to run and chase after him. That didn't happen, right? He's just doing too much because he watched the "Why Women Hate Nice Guys" video, and now he's trying to act out and act like some savage bad boy asshole, right? Didn't work because that's not what it is, bro. It's not just about being mean. That's not the point of. That's not why the women are attracted to these guys, right? So you got to think about it like this. Bear with me. This is my original theory, right? This is my way of explaining it that hopefully will be helpful and different than what you've heard before. It'll be a little bit easier to like understand it, the practical side of it, right? The practical side of why women don't like nice guys. So I think about it like this. Each woman has two sides, right? A good girl and a bad girl. That's just that's the dichotomy, right? The good girl versus the bad girl. We like to think of them as completely separate things, but they're not completely separate. Every girl has both sides. Now, some girls lead with the bad girl, and some girls lead with the good girl. It just depends on the girl, right? But the point is, the good girl, right? The good girl in every girl. What is this side of her? This is the side that's organized. This is the side that's, logical, polite, always, doesn't want to step on anybody's toes. Is like, the side of woman that's like the studious, sweet, the one she brings to work, the one she brings to school, right? That side of her. Now, the bad girl is the emotional side, the sexual side, the side of her that's impulsive and irrational and toxic and all that stuff, right? That's the bad girl. Now, when you walk up and talk to a girl, right, and you carry yourself in a charming, polite, considerate, rational, logical way, right? You're ready. Everything you're saying makes sense. Everything you're saying is right. It's correct, right? Your demeanor is very, inviting, friendly. You know what I mean? When you walk up to a girl with this type of energy and with this, your body language, you're very, standing up straight, or you're not, and you're slouched and you're, kind of quiet and you're timid and. When you walk up with this energy, because that cautious, timid side is also a part of the good girl. When you walk up like this and you present yourself in either way, like you're super perfect or you're super nervous and you're uncomfortable, the girl you're speaking to is the good girl, right? You got to think about it like they speak different languages. The good girl and the bad girl speak different languages, right? So the good girl speaks the organized, structured, logical, polite, considerate, sweet, nice, that side. She speaks that language. right? And the bad girl speaks in sex and passion and, you know, tension and violence and toxicity. Like, she speaks that language, right? She speaks the I don't give up. You know what I'm saying? That language. That's what she understands. The bad girl. So when you walk up to a girl and you're giving, you know, you're charming, polite, considerate, or you're nervous, you're timid, you're cautious, right? The language you're speaking is the language of the good girl, right? And the good girl, when you talk to the good girl, let's say you walk up to a girl, you speak that language to her, right? I'm not saying what you say, because what you say doesn't matter. The words you say don't matter. It's the way you approach. It's the way you talk to the girl. Not even approach, it's the way you end up talking to the girl, the way you interact with her. If you talk to her and interact with her in a way that comes off and speaks to the good girl, at the end of the conversation, the good girl is the one that decides if she's going to go out with you. All right, so now the good girl is thinking, okay, well, you know, I have to study this week, or I have work, I have to do laundry, you know, I got to get my oil changed. She's thinking all these things. So then when she's thinking about where you're going to fit in the date, when she's thinking about where she's going to fit in a date with you, it's like, I don't really have time, right? And then she's going to deny you. She might give you the number because she's polite. Again, that's the good girl. She's polite. But at the end of the day, she's not going to respond to you because, you know, you didn't fit. You spoke her language, so she's the one that got to make the decision, and she decided you don't fit into her little world, right? You don't fit. There's no space for you. There's no time. There's too many things going on. Now, if you walk up to the girl and you have that I don't give a, you know what I'm saying, that nonchalance. Nonchalance is the key. That's the key word. If you have that nonchalance, right, and you walk up to a girl and she can tell you don't care either way what she says. You don't care. You know what I'm saying? You just like, hey, what's up? This is what it is. Boom, boom, boom. Or you talking to her. Y'all don't even have to be talking. Like I said, it's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. So let me give you an example. The good guy, he walks up to a girl. He says, hey, how are you? You know, I think you look really nice. I would love to take you out sometime. All right? That's how he comes up. You feel the energy. It's very, you know, I don't want to step over any boundaries. I'm very cautious. I'm calculated. Everything I'm saying, right? That's how the good guy's coming up. Or he's coming up like, hey, you know, how are you? Yeah, I just thought you looked really good, and I would love to take you out sometime, if that's okay, right? That's you see the energy. All right. Now, the bad boy. This is how he comes up. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, you look good. I'm not gonna lie, you look good. Yeah. Nah, we should spend some time together. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, I think you look good. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's a different energy. There's a different energy. Now, there's no girl right in front of me, so I'm just acting. But the energy, the essence is different. I don't care. He doesn't care. So the bad boy comes over with the nonchalant energy, right? He comes over with that nonchalant energy, and he speaks to the bad girl, right? He's speaking to the bad girl. So because he's speaking to the bad girl, the whole conversation, the body language, you know what I'm saying? He don't care. He's nonchalant. It is what it is. He's sexual. He's giving that tension. He's giving that even maybe some aggression. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not about what you talk about. It's about how you talk, right? Like, you could tease a girl. You could tease a girl and be like, you know, like, oh, I mean, you know, what's up with those shoes, right? You could be timid and scared to, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be like, man, what you got on your feet? What do you got on your feet? What are those? Are those FUBUs? Like, you know what I'm saying? You playing with a girl, like, you don't have to be like super cool the whole time, you know what I mean? But you play for, you give her a little jab, you play for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that banter, that flirtiness, that nonchalance, like, you know she knows you're joking. So you don't have to be all timid and be like, oh, I'm just playing. You know what I mean? Like, when you come across with that energy, you talking to the good girl. And when you come across with that nonchalant energy, you talking to the bad girl. And at the end of the conversation, right, if you've been talking to the bad girl, she's the one that's impulsive. She's the one that's sexual. She's the one that is going to make the decision based on how she feels. She's emotional, right? So she's not going to think, okay, what are my plans for the week? Do I have homework? Do I have to do laundry? Do I have oil change? She's going to think, he looks good. I want him. Yeah, we're going to go on this date. We're going to go on this date. That's how she's going to handle the situation, right? So you want to make sure that when you go up and you're talking to these women, you're talking to the bad girl. You're talking to the bad girl, man. You don't want to be all timid and cautious, or you don't want to be too polite and too, uptight and too, you know what I'm saying? You just caring too much. You don't want to be talking like that. And I keep saying going up to, but even if you just in a regular conversation, if they came up to you, if you're just interacting because you're in a group at school, or you're on a work project, you're in a group, whatever. However you end up interacting, you want to make sure that your interaction is nonchalant. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up with that good girl, and she's gonna be like, "Well, I don't have time. Sorry." All right. I know that's a bit of a different take on it, but I'm saying it like this to help you like visualize it. Like it's two different people speaking two different languages. So when you come up speaking a certain language, this other person, the bad girl can't understand. She doesn't comprehend. She's not picking it up what you're saying. So she's not involved in the conversation. She's not involved in the interaction. And you need that. That's who you want to be involved if you want to get the girl, right? So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think, man. I know it's a little, like I said, off the wall, but I think that's a really good way to think about it, so that you know to come up a certain way, right? Nonchalance is the key. If you get anything from the video, nonchalance is the key. You don't want to be coming off eager, coming off like too excited, too anxious, too all that stuff. You want to be nonchalant. You don't really care how this turns out. You don't really care if this is slightly offensive or not slightly offensive, right? You don't got to be a degenerate and try to insult her and do all this other stuff, but you're gonna do what you do, and you're just like, you take it or leave it. That's essentially the energy that you need to have, right? Whether it's you're being playful, whether you're being serious, whatever it is, it's like, this is me, this is what I'm bringing, take it or leave it. That's the energy that you gotta have. All right. So let me know the next topics y'all want to hear about, man. I got some good ones in the chamber, but I'm always open to hearing new ones, and giving y'all the information that you're looking for. All right, so it's mind over matter, Marv over matter. Let's get it.